Hi, this is Joanne Hewins from LoveToCreate.typepad.com. I haven't been feeling well, and so instead of doing a Facebook Live, I thought I would try just doing a video. That way I can stop it if I need to and not be embarrassed. So last week we were using the Delicate Dahlias stamp set, and we made these 3 cards. Well, not that one, but these 3 cards. Using the distinctive stamps of the Delicate Dahlias. Today we're going to use the outline shapes to make our cards. This is truly a very versatile set, and one that you can earn for free by making a $100 order. So might be one that you would like to get. So let me start with the first card. And we're going to do this one. Now, I don't know how it's showing up. Well, not too bad, it looks like. It really has to be in the right light for you to see it. And let me pull out my supplies. And we're just going to go ahead and get started because I don't know how long I can go without coughing. So, this paper is from the Peaceful Place, I believe it is, Peaceful Place Designer Series paper, and I love this silvery wood look that they have on this. So I'm just going to glue this. Actually, I'm going to wait to glue that because I'm going to be adding this little strip. Now this strip was about, I think, 1 1/4 inches and 6 inches, I think. And I used for this the Scalloped Contours dies, and it's this piece right here. So I cut that out, and I cut it a little bit longer so that I can adjust this and get this scallop and this scallop about the same. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue here. Okay, that glue's not going to want to come out. Okay. And I thought I had put my glue on the wrong side for a minute. You know, you can tell that there's a smoother look to your stitching on one side than the other. Okay, I want to make sure this is straight, so I'm going to line up this on my grid paper. I'm going to look at my scallops and try to get them so that they're about the same. And I think I'll pull that back to this line and this line. So I'm lining it up here and here. And then I'm just going to take my scissors on the back of this and trim away the extra. Okay, so now I'm ready to glue this to the back or to the base of my card. The base of this card is basic gray. It measures 5.5 by 8.5. And then this Designer Series paper measures 4 by 5 1/4. And I want this on this side. And you know what? It doesn't look like I've got this paper cut exactly right. Hold on a moment. No, it is not. I'm going to pull this up. Go up a little further with this. I do think that's a little crooked. I'm so sorry. I will be right back. Okay, this may not be a good omen for my card making today. I'm going to see if I can get this up and straighten it out. I'm going to huff in here just for a moment. Please excuse me. And that will sometimes allow you to pull something up. So I'm going to try putting glue on here again. And it just so happened that that was one of those pieces that I just didn't get cut when I was doing it the first time. And just assumed it would be right. Never assume, huh? Okay. Well, maybe that helped you if you make a mistake, that you can maybe huff a little bit on some of that and get it up if you need it. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is work on my insert. Now this is also from the Scalloped Contours, and it's this one right here. It's my favorite. And what we're going to do is stamp the outline in Versamark. Let me move this over here. I'm going to stamp the outline in Versamark, and then we're going to silver emboss. The flower, and I'm going to do it a little bit more toward the top because we're going to have a saying under here. Okay, and I did do something just now that is not wise. I should have used my embossing buddy to get away the static, and I did not do that. So we're going to hope that this will work out okay. Now I'm going to do the saying in just a minute, you guys. I hope I remember to use the embossing buddy. Okay, that's hard to see, I know, but I think it will be okay. And so I'm going to bring in a heat tool and heat that up real quick. Embossing is truly a spectacular thing. If you haven't done it before, I urge you to try it. It's just a magic that you can't always reconstruct. Okay, so there we go. There's our flower. And so now I'm going to do a saying, and this saying I'm just going to do on another piece of paper. This one is 2 by 1 1/8, and I am going to use my embossing buddy on this. And we're going to do the saying, sending heartfelt sympathy. Sad to say, but I do need a couple of sympathy cards. So I'm going to stamp this in the Versamark. I feel like this is a card that packs a wow, but it's really not that hard to do. Let me bring in my embossing powder again. Not sure I have this exactly in the center, but with how I've been doing lately, this is probably good. All right, and we will heat emboss this. Burning my fingers. All right, and then we're just going to add this with glue. Oh, I got the one that doesn't want to work. Let me move it away. Okay, so I'm just going to put that right in there. And I like that this is cut so that the stitching still shows around there. And because, well, since I'm going to have a bow, I think it'll be okay that I've got that a little to one side. Let's put some dimensionals on this label right here. Okay. And this is going to go over in here. I'm going to use the label or the scallops to kind of help me to get that straight. And then we'll tie a bow. I'm just going to use a bow tire. That's my best friend when it comes to stamping. Okay. There we go, and we'll use a glue dot. I'll roll one up, and we'll use a glue dot to stick that on. Right in there. We'll trim this a little. And then the only thing we have left is to add a few of our rhinestones onto this. So I'm going to put maybe a big one over here on that side since it's a little one-sided. And then one there. And one beside of it, just down a little. So there we go. That was a pretty quick card to make, but again, I think it's got a lot of impact. It would be a nice card to get if you were grieving the loss of a loved one. Now on the inside, all I did was emboss the flower inside, and I left room for writing. We can do that real quick. Let me get my embossing buddy. We'll bring in our powder again. I don't know what that dot is over there. It's not embossing powder. We'll go ahead and heat this up. Can you see it changing? I love that. All right. So there we go with that. And I am going to add this to the inside of the card. that came off good. All right, so there's the first card. And so far, no big coughing incidences, so I'm going to continue and see how far I can get on this. Okay, the second card that we are going to make is this one. And for this one, we are still using the Contours dies. I think I used the larger one for that. And we are going to stamp. Actually, I stamped this in the pool party, but I'm wondering if it would look better if I had stamped it in the Versamark. So I'm going to do this one in Versamark, and you let me know which one that you like the best. So I'm just going to go down the side. I think the subtle of the Versamark might just be the best, in my opinion. Now the base of this card is Pool Party, and I stamped this one, or I'm sorry, I cut this one at 4 1/4 by 11 so that it would open from the bottom. Okay, so there we go. Now the next thing we're going to do is add this designer paper. This is from Beautifully Pinned. It is 2 1/2 by 5 1/2, and it's just going to go down the center of our card. So I like to get it on the center line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's going to go in between those two. Okay, and I'm going to leave that there carefully and put the glue on the back. And then we'll just add this. Okay. And we'll make it go straight down, connecting those lines at the top and the bottom. Now I had my cut a little bit longer. I tend to do that to make sure that I have enough space. So I'm just going to turn this over, get my scissors. And just trim that little bit along the top and the bottom. Okay. All right, there you go. Now we are going to stamp this insert or this panel for the front of the card, and we are going to stamp that in Memento Black. So I'm going to bring in my stamp. Now, one thing I've realized that I forgot to bring in here is my cleaner for my stamps. So this still has Versamark on it. I'm not sure how it's going to do, but we'll see. Pretty good. Okay. And I'm just going to keep on stamping the images. Now, I probably did not mean to make those butt into each other, but it'll be okay. And then we'll do something right here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is color in with our Pool Party blend. This is a light Pool Party. The areas that are not flowers, okay? And I'm going to have to stand up to do this. Hopefully I can see well enough to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to go in and color in the little spots that are not covered in flowers. I'm just going to kind of outline that. And then I'll just kind of go back in and color it out. And it really does smooth out over a few minutes so that it doesn't look blotchy. But this just gives the flowers a little bit of a different look. Okay. And if you're not perfect, it's okay. It's a handmade card. Okay, making a little headway here maybe. Okay, I think that might do it. Hopefully. All right, and then I'm going to bring in this glittered organdy ribbon, and we're going to tie a bow around this level. So I never really know how to measure out how much I'm going to need. All right, and I'm going to get a glue dot on my scissors right here. And I'm going to put that glue dot right under this first tie. I hope. There we go. And then we'll just tie our bow. I like the fact that that kind of holds everything in place. Well, good thing, huh? that'll have to be okay, because I am truly not at my very best right now. Okay, so we have that. We're going to do the thank you kindly. I'm hoping that I have some white scraps right over here. Okay, and I'm going to do the thank you kindly in black. Down here in this corner. All right, I'm just going to freehand that. Alrighty, and we're going to put some glue on this. I think before I do that, I'm going to add a glue dot underneath this ribbon to hold it in place. Oops, I don't think it'll go upside down good. Very good. Okay, so there's our thank you kindly. And we will add dimensionals to the back of this. Okay. Now on the sample that I made, I did some of the Artistry Blooms sequins for that. But I was wondering, what would you think about the matte black dots? Do you think that would be better? Let's put those on this card, and you can tell me what you think adds to the card more. The Artistry Blooms and the Pool Party, or the matte black. Pull these out. And I think that, yeah, let's put okay, I'm going to put these smaller ones on here. I'm thinking about mailing okay, so there you go. There's the Artistry Blooms and the matte black. I'm kind of thinking I like the Artistry Blooms. No, I meant to say matte black. I think I like the matte black, but you tell me what you like. Okay, on the inside of this one, I did the saying, "You inspire me," in Memento Black. And then I stamped another flower in the black, and I went around that one with the blend, with the Pool Party blend. I'm not going to go around this one for you today. I think you've just seen that, so you don't really need me to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the inside of the card. So there's the second card. All right, so I'm going to attempt to do the third card. So this is the third card that we're going to make. And let me pull out my little supplies here. Okay. And to start off with, this is Highland Heather. It is 8.5 by 5.5 and folded at 4 1/4. And I'm going to start off with my leaves. These are the outline leaves. And I'm going to stamp those in Versamark. I liked the look. Let me bring back these other two. Did you like the softer of this card? Not a lot of difference, but I think I do like the softer. So anyway, we're going to do the leaves randomly around the card. And you want to move your stuff around so it's not all in the same direction. And then we've got that black insert, so you don't have to stamp back there. Okay, so there's that. Now, the black insert measures 4 by 3 1/4. 4 by 3 1/4. And I have run that through with the checks. There's a double embossing bundle, not bundle, but double pair of embossing folders, checks and dots. So I used the checks and I went ahead and ran that through. So we are ready to just go ahead and put this on, except we're going to use the black and white check ribbon. And what I'm going to do is just run it across from the back. Okay, and then I'm just going to clip that. And then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this. Just do one that way, and another one over here. Don't ever not use all of your dimensionals. Okay, this is going to go down here in this corner. And then on some extra paper, we're going to stamp the dahlia. And here I apologize to you. Normally I would have done this and cut it out ahead of time for you, but I did not. So I'm just hoping I can last that long. But we're going to bring in our light Flirty Flamingo, our dark Highland Heather, and our light Fresh Freesia. And so to start with, I'm going to color the whole thing in Fresh Freesia, the light Fresh Freesia. Now this one, not all of them change so much in tone or in color, but notice this one as it dries, the color really does change. You'll be able to notice that more when I get back over to the side where we started. And so right now I just want to get a base on the flower. I'm not worrying too much about well, anything except getting some color down. Okay, so do you see as I get up to where I started off, the difference in the two colors as it dries? So now I'm just going to go ahead in there. This is not a very artistic way of doing this, is it? Okay. Now I'm going to go back in with my dark Highland Heather, and I'm going to add in a few dark places here in the center for sure, and just kind of at the base of some of these flowers. I may not get them all. So I'm still not being really careful about what I'm doing. I don't know that I ever got careful about it. Okay, and now I'm just going to bring in the Fresh Freesia again and just come out with that and spread that color a little. Okay. And then I'm going to finish up by adding some of the Flirty Flamingo here and there. Just here and there. Now, I thought this turned out looking good when I did it the first time. Isn't it funny how you do something, you think, gosh, that really looks good. What did I do? Anyway, I think that might dry out to look okay. So now the thing is we have to cut this out. So probably not going to be fun to watch me do that. Okay, I do like to leave a little bit of a border around mine. And I do use my right hand, or I'm sorry, my left hand to move the paper around so that my right hand is mainly just cutting. I hope you can see. Okay. And so after I get this cut, we will add the flower with dimensionals to the black label. And then we will cut a saying. Now the saying on here says just thank you. And I used from that the saying that's already in there that says thank you kindly. And I just cut off the kindly. And I think I used the whole saying on the inside. Okay, maybe we're getting down toward the finish line here. Oops, I didn't get too much of a border right there, but it's okay. Alrighty, so we'll add our dimensionals to the back here. Okay. Okay, and this will go right in here. Let me bring in that scrap paper I had a while ago, and we'll do the thank you kindly in black. And we will just cut around the thank you. Now, some people love to cut around stuff like this. I do, but others do not. So if you don't like cutting around stuff like that, don't do it. Okay, we'll add a little bit of glue to that. And then we've got two more things to do. We're going to tie our ribbon with the black and white gingham ribbon. I love this ribbon. In fact, I bought probably way too much of it. But let me remind you that you can color this with your blends. And then you've got gingham ribbon in any color you want. I think that's pretty neat. Okay, so, this bow is a little bit smaller than my original, but that's okay. And we'll put a glue dot right there. We will trim our ends. And then we're going to add some of the 2021-2023 in color jewels. We'll be adding some of these purple ones. So we're going to put one down here, and then two smaller ones up here. So what do you think? I thought those were pretty cards. So let me bring in the three that we made today. Yeah, this flower's not as pretty as that one, I'm sorry to say. Here's what I did on the inside of this one, and I'm just not going to make it. You can see it here. It says, "Thank you kindly," with the whole saying. And then I colored in those little single smaller flowers. Okay, so what we made today is this, and this, and this, showing you how you can use 3 different new ways that you can use the Delicate Dahlias stamp set. And let me bring in what we made last week. We made this one, and this one, and this one. And then I also had this one on my blog. So there are 7 different cards that you can make with these. If you need any supplies, please let me know. I would love to help you, and I will have this up on YouTube as soon as I can. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.